From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
I'm Casey Conlon. We give you an update on Cole's Pantry. The weekend meal program started here in Tiny Bridger that is now serving over 2,000 kids every week.
Plus, from California or Montana, many questions surround one candidate vying for the state's new congressional seat, and we have the answer. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for wrapping up your week with us. I'm Jeanelle Slade. We'll get to those stories in just a bit. But first tonight, on the heels of yesterday's record-setting COVID-19 day in Yellowstone County, where we saw 334 new cases, there's potential breakthrough news on the vaccine front. Pfizer is now asking the FDA to authorize its shots for children ages 5 to 11. Now, today we learned what that would mean for Yellowstone County and how it may work. Q2's David J. reports.
Parents gave us different thoughts on their children taking the vaccine. We also talked with a doctor who says some parents are happy about the possible approval, while others are cautious. As COVID-19 cases among kids continue to rise, a possible game changer. In just weeks, your child could be eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine, as Pfizer is now asking the federal government to approve its vaccine.
One of the ways that we're going to have less of this COVID spreading around is to get more individuals vaccinated. And so to open that up at that age really should help.
Dr. Susan Peterson is medical director for family medicine at St. Vincent Healthcare and recommends that children ages 5 to 11 receive the vaccine.
There's rare cases where you wouldn't recommend that a child could get the vaccine.
And the dosage will be smaller.
It'll be third size of what the adult dose is. They would also do a 2-shot series, and it'd be about 21 days or more apart from the first to the second.
We had a chance to talk with parents at Broadwater Elementary School about their plans if the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine gets approved for children ages 5 to 11.
Just trying to be patient and wait, but I'm excited and I'm hopeful. And personally, I don't have hesitancy about a vaccine.
So me and my husband are definitely pro-vaccine. I think it's very important. For our children, though, honestly, we're undecided. It's a really hard topic.
Some parents are concerned about possible side effects.
I'm a bit hesitant, I'm not gonna lie. Most of my friends and family have the vaccine, and that's great. I think that's fine, but I'm just not too sure about children yet.
I don't know why they need to have it, I guess, you know. He's 5 years old. I think he's had it and he's perfectly fine, without the vaccine.
If you do have questions as a parent whether your child should get the vaccine, talk to your child's provider about that, and that way you can review personal concerns and get a comfort level with it.
Both Pfizer and Moderna are studying even younger children as well, down to 6 months old. Results are expected later in the year. In Billings, David J., MTN News.
Currently, both the state and Yellowstone County have matching 53% vaccination rates. As for today's numbers, Montana saw more than 1,300 new cases in the last 24 hours, 205 of those in Yellowstone County. 463 Montanans are in the hospital tonight, and the state's death toll now approaches 2,100. Well, we now bring in Chief Meteorologist Ed McIntosh. Ed, we know the cold and rain are coming next week, so that means get on those fall chores.
I got your honey-do list for the weekend. Let's go ahead and take a look because we are going to see a sharp change. There will be rain showers tonight heading into tomorrow, but we're going to start to see the gardens shut down with colder temperatures, a chance to clean things out like the rain gutters, take care of sprinklers and hoses so you don't have any freezing problems next week. And there's also a good chance to maybe put in a new furnace filter, check out those fireplaces, and make sure you're not going to have a problem later into the season along with your vehicles. And don't forget about the pumpkin spice along the way, but let's take it easy, okay? We're back with a look at the forecast details in just a little bit.
The 2022 race for Montana's new congressional seat already has a crowded Democratic primary, but it also has a competitive Republican primary. And on Friday, that primary got a lengthy treatment in a national publication, which raised questions about one candidate's residency. The article on the website Politico focused on former U.S. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke, who's running for the new seat. Among other things, it examined whether Zinke lives more often in his hometown of Whitefish or in Santa Barbara, California, where his wife Lola has property. It referred to numerous posts on Lola's Instagram account showing the Zinke's in California during the past couple of years. Zinke's opponent in the Republican primary, former State Senator Al Olszewski of Kalispell, seized upon the story Friday, saying he doesn't believe Zinke is really a Montana resident right now.
Ryan, after resigning as the Secretary of Interior, he didn't come back to Montana. He was not in Whitefish. He moved to Santa Barbara, and he lived there with his family, and he's a full-time California resident. He didn't even try to come back to Montana until there was an opening for a congressional race.
A spokeswoman for Zinke's campaign says that claim is false and that Zinke lives full-time at his Whitefish home. She said Zinke travels often for work and pleasure and that it's well known that his wife has a business and property in Santa Barbara. Zinke was U.S. Interior Secretary under then-President Trump until early 2019 when he resigned. He also was elected twice as Montana's only congressman in 2014 and 2016 before Trump appointed him as Interior Secretary. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
When Kohl's Pantry first started here in Bridger in 2010, it was sending home weekend meals for 11 kids. When we first caught up with the group last October, that number had ballooned to 1,250 with chapters all across the state. Now, as food insecurity becomes a bigger problem than ever thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic, they're up to over 2,000 kids served weekly.
The 2,000 number in 11 years is more than I ever could have hoped for when we started this project. It made me cry.
Vicki Kaufman has poured her heart and soul into Kohl's Pantry ever since she encouraged Fallon Pelican to start it in honor of Fallon's late brother.
What number are you going to put on that?
Kaufman has helped bring so many of the chapters online, including a new one this fall at the Great Falls Food Bank.
We've seen a big increase this year, more than we expected, and we're currently serving about 725 kids a week here in Great Falls.
It's the biggest one we've had. It's so exciting to know that they found us as a resource to help them meet the need in their community.
Kohl's Pantry gives new members all the startup costs they need. Then it's on the individual chapters to make them thrive, though Kaufman helps every step of the way. Just this week, she put another pin in the map in Baker.
I wasn't aware that it could come this far east of Billings and reach out this far, which is really exciting.
Pam Beach and her FCCLA club have been running a food pantry for a while, but they believe the Kohl's Pantry method of bagging food and sending it directly home with kids completely anonymously will make a much bigger difference.
You know, kids aren't normally going to go in something like that and ask for something.
Providing things for people is always good no matter what, because it might be the people you least expect. And it being anonymous is also a very good thing so that people can really take it and not feel bad or anything.
One of Beach's FCCLA students who recently had to quarantine because of COVID knows what that can do to families these days.
If people do get quarantined, even if it's just for 2 weeks, they still don't have enough food in their house to maybe even get them through that 2 weeks.
When we went home and taught remotely in March of 2020, we still offered hot lunch and breakfast to our students for free. And I could not believe the number of kids that came to the school to pick things up every day. And so to me, that was a huge eye-opener.
It's why more and more people are turning to this program with humble beginnings and a humble leader.
We were in the right place at the right time. We had the structure to help distribute that money to the schools and the kids in need.
There's a million reasons why kids aren't being fed at home. They could be good reasons, they could be bad reasons. Ultimately, we don't care what those reasons are. That's not for us to judge or to say. All we know is that kids shouldn't be hungry in America. There's no reason for it. And so we want to get them fed.
The Montana Food Bank Network estimates more than 35,000 children in the Treasure State live in food insecure homes. That's 1,500 fewer than at this time last year, thanks to programs like this. Casey Conlon, MTN News.
If you're looking for more positive news, we've got a newscast just for you, highlighting all of the good things happening across Montana. It airs Saturdays and Sundays on our Q2 streaming app, and you can also find those stories anytime on demand at KTVQ.com. As the need for mental health services escalates across Montana and the state Medicaid system makes substantial cuts to reimbursement of services, Montana's largest provider of youth mental health services says it's not time to step back. So today, Youth Dynamics, a nonprofit behavioral health treatment service focused on trauma-impacted children, announces a $3 million fundraising campaign. YDI provides services to more than 2,700 kids across the state in 31 community centers and group homes located in 19 Montana cities. Now, recent data from the state of Montana backs up the program's success.
Those children that have been studied over the last 3 years from our agency that have received case management, 97% of them, while receiving case management, advance a grade level.
Well, today the team announced it has already raised $2.1 million of the $3 million goal. Next Monday on your Q2 530 News, we'll tell you more about where those funds will go to help support Montana kids. To learn more about Youth Dynamics or how you can donate, there's a link in this story at KTVQ.com. Still ahead on your MTN 530 News, wildfire season is winding down in Montana, but that doesn't mean we can let our guards down. We'll have the post-fire season tips right after this.
The MTN 530